What is good, people? Welcome back to the channel. KG is back. It is time for a brand new transfer talk. We are officially 2 weeks away from Leeds United's opening fixture in the Premier League against Everton. 2 weeks. Are we going to help out Daniel Farke? Is the board going to help out Daniel Farke and make this squad a little bit more complete before then? We will see. Time will tell. We've been linked with a striker that I've been long talking about. We're going to get into that, and also just other bits of pieces of news here and there. So let's just get straight into this, people. Because Ben Jacobs was talking about Aleksander Mitrović yesterday about his future. Now, this is no secret because Aleksander Mitrović has, through the summer, has been linked with a move back to England. He apparently wants to move back to the Premier League. Well, Al Hilal is going to be making him available once Darwin Núñez signs there, which could be very, very soon. And Mitrović has been informed that he'll be allowed to leave. And Graham Bailey, who has done some pretty good stuff this summer, people. I know he gets a bad rap, but he's done all right this summer. Has said that Mitrović has been offered to a number of clubs in England. Sunderland, Leeds, and former club Fulham are among those informed that Mitro could be open to a return to the Premier League. Now, for me, the Sunderland thing is an interesting one. I know that they're going to sign Guy from Chelsea. I think that's almost done. But also, is the former Newcastle thing a factor? Would it be a factor at this point, or is Mitrović just well separated from that? Would he go to Sunderland? I don't know. The point being, it doesn't matter. What Leeds United need to do is help the team, help Daniel Farke get this difference maker, get this game changer, get this needle mover in the door. Mitrović is the difference between probably drawing a game and winning a game, or going from a loss to a draw. He's that good. He is that good. And listen, our squad, the way it is right now, is solid. Okay, it's very solid. It's very workmanlike, but there's no stardust. There's not one piece. There's potential. There's players that could be that, but there's no guarantees. And listen, there's no guarantees that Mitrović comes in and he gets, 15 goals. Of course, you can't guarantee that, but you give yourself a better chance with getting a Mitrović. Right now, we've got a team full of workmen. We've seen how it's played against the better teams in friendlies, even though you can't take too much from those. And it's been very workmanlike, but the creativity is lacking. Mitrović, once you get that ball in the box and you give it that to him, he can score from that. That's the kind of clinical finisher he is. Now, people would be talking about the wages and his age and everything else. Guys, none of that matters. None of it matters, because with Al Hilal offering him out, they'll know that teams in the Premier League can't afford his full wages. There will be a negotiation with that, pay a portion, probably a good loan fee. And let's just say it's not a loan fee and it's a full transfer fee. Let's just say it's 30, 40 million. That is money well spent on Aleksander Mitrović. Money well spent. That will pay for itself if you survive, and you get that back with it wherever we finish in the Premier League next season. Not everything is about resale value. Not everything is about the age, if they still can do it. He's still doing it at Al Hilal, and he's still doing it at international level. It's about, what can you do for me now? We're not in a position to be looking at a striker where, we could sell him in a couple of years for this, unless they're unbelievable, which we haven't done this summer. We haven't done that. So let's not try that now in a position where we are with the makeup of the squad. Let's go and get someone 30. And that is Mitro. You might see Mitro do this at Ellen Road. I can see it. I can feel it. I love it. And I deserve it, But Mitrović, we need someone like this, people. And if they're looking at, say, a Bilal El Khannouss and Mitrović double signing, it changes the complexion of the team completely for me. El Khannouss is a creative spark. He can unlock those doors. Mitrović is a clinical finisher that will just be a difference maker where we are in the table. At this moment in time, people, the way our squad is, Danny Farke is right. We are not ready. I feel like we'll be scrapping to survive, and we'd be very, very lucky to survive with the current makeup of this team. We don't have a team where I think we could possibly finish, 16th, 15th. I think it would be 17th, and we'd be very grateful to do that. Why not make it just that bit easier? And we haven't really spent that much money, people. We haven't done the recruitment I thought we would kind of do at the start of the window. I've seen the pattern in terms of it being a hardworking, tough team. I can get behind that, but you need people to score goals. You know, you're not going to just bully your way into surviving in the Premier League. It doesn't work like that in this era of football. It used to work back in the day when you could get away with a few things in terms of tackles and everything else like that. You've got to have technical aspect as well. And Mitro, technically brilliant and a gifted finisher. You know what I mean? So for me, Leeds United need to make sure that they get everything that they can into this signing, get him done, get El Khannouss done, and just look how different that just makes the team look straight away with those two signings alone. Now there could be other people involved. I know Kristovic has been mentioned again by I can't remember his name. Um, the guy that hasn't been very good this summer. So what I'm going to do is leave Kristovic talk because I don't see that one happening. If it comes by a bit of a more reputable source, we'll speak about in full. But for me, that's not the needle mover. It's this man here. So please give me your thoughts. You know my thoughts on Mitrovic. I've given them in plenty of videos before, but I'm giving you the latest update with us, you know, being linked with him via, you know, a couple of sources, including Graham Bailey. What say you, Mitro? Are you in or are you out? Okay. Because what I want to say as well is through the window, I've already kind of sacrificed my expectations of certain areas being, you know, doubly strengthened. And I've used Maikuma as a perfect example. I would have loved Leeds United to go in for another right back for genuine competition for Jayden Bogle. I don't think Bogle's going to struggle, but I still think he needs genuine competition. But even I've lowered my expectations, and it's horrible to do so, but I'm going in line with what we've done with the window so far. And I'm saying if you can get a James Justin in, if you get a Maitland-Niles in, cool. If that's a competition, okay. As long as you're going to go big in that attacking area, which will make all the difference between relegation and survival. You know what I mean? So I'm doing that. But if you're going to keep on getting all these workman-like players in with no, you know, fairy dust, some, you know, gold dust in there, it's going to be a real grind of a season. And I even look at Sasha Bowie. I think he's still available for loan. He would be good competition. We need to utilize the loan market a bit more as well, because we're going to need some loan players to fill out the squad in certain areas too. And why not get it on a reserve fullback? Get a reserve left back in on loan if you have to. But yeah, there's places that need to be filled, but there's key areas that need to be filled too. So give me your thoughts on that. And what I will do now is it's not rival watch as such. It isn't, because it kind of links back to Leeds. But Everton are confident to get the Dewsbury Hall deal done very soon. Deal is almost agreed with Chelsea. And they're also going back in for Tyler Dibbling. And according to Ornstein, that proposal is going to be in the region of 40 million, including add-ons. Southampton expected to reject. They want a higher fee for the winger, but we know from him that he wants to move to the Premier League. He didn't sign a new contract there last season. He believes he can play at a higher level. But the point that all this makes is, first of all, Everton are strengthening their ranks quite clearly. David Moyes, like Danny Farke, made a public crying saying, board, help me out here, get this squad ready for the Premier League. But what it means for me is that the door is closing very, very quickly on Jack Harrison returning to Everton. Unless it is a straight up loan deal where they take the wages on, it's looking more increasingly unlikely that Harrison moves to Everton at this stage with what they're trying to add. So what does that mean now? Does that mean he stays? Can we ship him to the MLS? For me, him staying again is another thing that will go to the rating of the window. You know, I said it in the last video, but the line of waiting on Jack Harrison's fitness is a line that I just don't like. You know, we should not be waiting on Jack Harrison's fitness in 2025. But, you know, I'm just saying with this one here, Everton, it looks like that door is shutting very, very quickly unless it is a straight up loan deal. I have seen the Manor Solomon stuff, people, but I'm not going to go too much into it in this video. I'm going to wait for something a little bit more concrete, because all it is at the moment is Danny Farke saying after the last game that we've lost our talisman of the second half of last season, Solomon, not replaced him. And then Thomas Frank has now come out and said that there's replacements for LA-bound Son, Intel, Odebear, and Brendan Johnson, and he didn't mention Solomon. Not going to read too much into that. And I also do think at this stage that El Khannouss is more of a priority than Solomon, just going by the latest reports. And there isn't that many people. It's very, very quiet on the rumor front. But yeah, if you want to give me your thoughts on Solomon possibly coming back, let me know in the comments. If you had to choose out of the two, would you go for El Khannouss or would you go for the familiarity of Solomon? You know, you give me your thoughts in the comments. And that is it for the update, people. Hope everyone is good. Like the video before you go. It's free to do, helps out the channel immensely. Big up to all members of the channel, and a few members have joined very recently. I've shouted you out recently, but thank you for that support. It really does go a long way. And guys, I will see you in the next one. Peace out.